Welcome to the Be Your Best Self blog by Marcia Abbott. Today's blog title, I Don't Like You. Dear Mr. Grief, there's been something on my mind that I just have to say. I don't like you. To be perfectly clear, I don't like you at all. You came into our friend's life, grabbed their hand, and you were taking them on a slow and painful walk after they lost someone they loved. I just don't like it. I don't like how you cause them to feel such raw, deep, and devastating pain. I don't like how you make them question everything that happened in the past. You make them think about things like, what if we would have done this differently? Would this tragedy still have happened? And why did our loved one have to go so soon? You make them spend energy on all of the whys and what ifs. This can feel so paralyzing. And it makes our friend want nothing more than to change the past, to change something that is completely out of their control. Why do you have to be so mean? There is something else that really bothers me about you when you come to visit Mr. Grief. You always seem to find a way to whisper to our friend that they need to question their journey with you, to make them question if it is normal to feel the way they feel, to even make them think that the rest of us feel frustrated with how long this walk is taking, to make it seem that each journey with you is always the same for everybody, when clearly it's not. It's really not fair that you do this to our friend. Another reason why I don't like you, Mr. Grief, is because when you come to grip our friend's hand and you take them down this path, you make it seem so lonely for them. You make them think that just because it didn't happen to others in their life, we just don't care. You make them think that all of us are probably already past it, when the truth is we're not. We are not over it, nor do we expect them to be. Usually, we're just struggling with what to say because all we want to do is help them survive on this walk with you, not make it worse and have them turn around and start running in the other direction. It's hard to tell you all this. It's hard to say out loud just how much I don't like you, Mr. Grief. But now that I have, now that I've gotten this off my chest, here is what we're going to do to make our friend's life better when you come and visit and grab a hold of their hand. When you come by and make them question everything in the past, we're going to remind our friend of this simple yet very important fact. We can't change the past. We just can't, no matter how much we want to. And for right now, that is just going to have to be okay. For right this moment, it will just have to be enough, even when it feels like it isn't. When you stop by, we're going to remind our friend every day, if we have to, that this is their journey and only their journey. So they need to take as long as they need, whether it's a week, a year, or for the rest of their lives. We will remind them to take as long as they need, and we will practice patience, kindness, and love during this time. For them, we will do this because we love and care about our friend more than anything in the world. And when our friend starts to feel lonely on this journey with you, Mr. Grief, when they think it's just them all alone holding your hand and walking down the road, we're going to make them pause for just a moment. For just a minute, we're going to tell our friend to not look behind them at the past or in front of them at the uphill journey they still have to navigate. Instead, we're going to tell them to look right next to them and remind them of what they will see, us. We are going to then grab a hold of their other hand and we're going to walk with them. And whether we know the right thing to say or we just walk in silence, we will remind our friend for as long as it takes and through whatever detours come up, that they are never alone, that we will always be by their side. So, Mr. Grief, I don't like you. I honestly don't like you at all. But if I reflect on the journey that you take people on, what I've come to realize is that you will show up sometimes, whether we want you there or not. You may even stick around for longer than we like. You will, more often than not, cause raw, deep, and sometimes uncontrollable pain. But through it all, we will remind our friend that the pain and the path you cause will always be a reminder of the deep love we have for the ones that we lost. For me, there is no greater gift in life than loving someone that deeply. At least this is something we can be grateful for. And for now, it will just have to be enough. Sincerely, Marcia. For those of you who want to get a weekly update, please hop on my website and sign up at www.beyourbestselfblog.com/blog. For those of you out there struggling with something in life, or if you have a topic of interest that you want me to talk about in this blog, email me at beyourbestselfblog@gmail.com. Let's work together to be our very best selves. Click below on the subscribe button for my weekly updates.